The flames roared, consuming everything in their path with an insatiable hunger. The rich man, once adorned in fine clothes, now begged for water, just a drop to soothe his burning tongue. His tongue felt like leather, cracked and dry, his throat, a furnace that no water could quench. Agony, unending agony. His body writhed in pain, every moment an eternity. Through the haze of heat, he saw Abraham across the chasm, a distant figure of hope. Lazarus, the once poor man, now rested peacefully by Abraham's side, free from suffering. "Father Abraham," he cried out in desperation, "have mercy on me." His voice cracked with despair. The flames scorched his skin, leaving him in unbearable torment. He could not escape the relentless heat. "Send Lazarus," he pleaded. "Just a drop of water on my tongue," he begged. But Abraham shook his head. "Son, remember your life," he said. The rich man frowned, struggling to recall. His life? A blur of banquets and riches, of indulgence and excess. "You had your good times," Abraham continued, "and Lazarus his bad. The contrast was stark. Now he is comforted here and you are in agony." The roles had reversed. The chasm between them seemed to widen, an unbridgeable gap, a fiery abyss with no bridge, no escape. The realization hit him hard. The rich man felt a new surge of despair. He was trapped in this hellish landscape, doomed to this fiery torment for eternity with no hope of reprieve. "Then send Lazarus to my father's house," he begged. His voice was filled with desperation, a plea from the depths of his soul. "I have 5 brothers. Warn them. They must repent. They must change their ways before it's too late." He thought of his family, facing this same fate. The thought was unbearable. He couldn't bear the idea of them suffering as he was. Abraham remained resolute. "They have Moses and the prophets," he replied. "Let them listen to them." His voice was calm but firm, leaving no room for argument. The rich man felt a surge of anger. "No!" he cried. "They won't listen!" His frustration boiled over, his face contorted with rage. "But if someone from the dead goes to them, they will repent." He was convinced that a miracle would change their hearts. "If they do not listen to Moses and the prophets," Abraham declared, "they will not be convinced even if someone rises from the dead." His words were final, echoing with a sense of inevitability. The words hung in the air, final, unwavering. The silence that followed was deafening, filled with the weight of unspoken truths. The rich man slumped back, defeated, hopeless, his spirit crushed under the weight of Abraham's unyielding response. But somewhere else, hope was dawning. In a small village, a story of miraculous proportions was about to unfold. A man named Lazarus lay ill, his condition worsening with each passing day. Jesus, hearing of his friend's sickness, felt a deep compassion and concern for Lazarus. He arrived to find Lazarus dead, the air thick with grief and sorrow, buried. Hope seemed lost, swallowed by the darkness of the tomb. "Take away the stone," Jesus commanded with unwavering authority. His voice resonated with authority. Martha, Lazarus' sister, protested, her voice filled with anguish. "Lord, he has been dead 4 days," she exclaimed, her face a mask of worry. The stench of death filled the air, a grim reminder of the finality of the grave. Jesus looked at her with eyes filled with compassion, his heart moved by her pain. "Did I not tell you that if you believed you would see the glory of God?" he asked, his voice filled with conviction. With that he cried out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" And he did, shrouded in grave clothes, alive. The impossible had become reality. The crowd gasped. Some rejoiced, others trembled. Jesus had conquered death itself. He had demonstrated his power over the grave. The same power that had raised Lazarus could raise them all. This is the hope we cling to, the hope offered to the rich man's brothers, to you, to me. Listen to Jesus, heed his words. For they are not just words, they are life itself. The message is clear. Turn away from your selfish ways. Embrace God's love. Believe in the one who conquered death. Then you too will experience the ultimate victory, life eternal with him.